What's going on, guys? We're the Bible Study Plus podcast.
There you go. Okay.
I've learned to ask questions that really make people think and make myself think, so that way we can get deeper into the understanding of the verse.
Let's start over. Start over the whole podcast.
This is our first episode. We're excited to talk about God, life, and plus other things that are going on in our lives and in the world. But yeah, I thought we'd start off by telling you a little bit about ourselves. Just talk about us. Obviously, we're teens. We started a Bible study, and now we started a podcast. So.
You started a Bible study.
All right. All right. So let's start with Otis over here.
All right. I'm Otis. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So do you want to explain why you joined the Bible study?
Why I joined the Bible study? Because you asked me to.
Wow.
And I didn't really have a good reason to refuse.
There you go.
There's never a good reason to refuse Bible study. Unless you're playing something else.
All right. Well, I'm Nathaniel, and I joined this Bible study because Isaiah's my friend, and I'm getting closer to him and all these other guys, and just thought it'd be fun to just have something that I can connect with my guys, you know?
Hello, I'm Norman. Hello. I joined this Bible study because I've known Isaiah for a very long time, and joining this Bible study has also gotten me to meet more people that maybe I wouldn't have known before.
Yeah.
I'm Jack. I joined the Bible study probably because we can lift each other up as Christian brothers and grow in our faith, but also grow in our personalities and just get to experience each other. So yeah.
Jack had a much better answer.
Wow.
All right. My name's Isaiah. I'm the one who started the Bible study. I started it because I just need to have a Christian group of friends that I could rely on, and I've really found that with the people that I invited here, and I'm very glad that I started it up and we could get it going, but it's only by the power of God, so I'm definitely thankful for that.
Yeah.
My name is Christian, and Jack invited me to the Bible study, and I was finally able to make it, and it's been a really good time of fellowship, and sometimes it gets a little bit off topic, but sometimes that's the best part. So
Yeah. All right, so one thing about us is, we're all teenagers, and the reason we get to have this Bible study during the year is we're all homeschoolers. So yeah. So we might be a little different, but that's a good thing. I think that might be something that is worth listening to. So I just want to if you want to just talk about a little bit about homeschooling, what that looks like in your life, what your day looks like, basically anything that the viewer might be interested in.
We'll maybe start with another question off this topic is what time do you wake up? Because that's it varies differently, especially even just in my life, because if it's a dedicated I'm purposely getting up, I'll get up around 6, maybe earlier, and then I will usually try and get my school done, get ready for the day, and then since it's really weird with me because I like working out and doing stuff at night for energy wise, so I'll work out at night. But then if it's if I slept in that day, it'll be probably 8 or 9 o'clock when I wake up, and then I'll do school, and I won't get that much time for workout in at night, and so it varies. So I wanted to hear when you guys usually get up.
Yeah, I usually get up around 8:15 most of the time because, you don't really have to get up early to catch a bus to go to school. You just get to, you can stay home all day and just do school, or another benefit of that is you can do a bunch of chores around the house while you do your schoolwork or in between doing your schoolwork, and it's just kind of great, and I'm blessed to be able to do it.
Yeah, I wake up around, it's 6:30 or 6:45 every morning, and I'll usually try to go for a run. And yeah, like Norman was saying, it's just nice to have the flexibility for working around. I take boxing classes and just working around work and that, and just it's just easier flexibility for everything else that goes on in my life.
Yeah, I would say the flexibility is really the biggest part for homeschooling. Like some days, like today, I woke up at like 4:45, but like
That's wild.
when I don't have something going on in the morning, like you best believe I'm sleeping into as late as possible. Bro.
That is true.
I'll be going till like 10 o'clock when I can, bro. Like trust.
Yeah, I'd say it depends for me how motivated I am, because I'll wake up anytime from like 7 to 8:30, and it just depends on what I got going on the day. But yeah, homeschooling is super awesome to be flexible and have time for work and sports and anything else.
Yeah, I'd say. You gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say. I usually sleep in like till like 8:39. Because like there's a lot of things that homeschool frees you up to do. Because like usually if you're in school, you'd go to school, you probably have lunch there, then you go home. I mean, I don't even really know what I'm talking about, because like I've been in a private school for a little bit, but rather than that, like it's been so good in homeschool, because like there are so many sports opportunities that you can do, because like otherwise there are sports that like you have to spend a lot of time doing things like working out and training and stuff like that. So homeschool really frees you up to do that. I usually wake up around 9ish. I get some school done, have breakfast, head off to work if it's a work day. If not, I'll just stay home. I'll get some school done, maybe read a book or something like that. And it's homeschool is just something that I love, because it's just a great opportunity period. So.
Well, one thing I would say is not only is it flexible, you can manage your workload.
Mm-hmm.
Also, being in, like, just relating, I was in public school till 5th grade, and as a middle intermediate school, in 5th grade, I think it was like 12 or something, I don't know the exact age, I had to wake up at 5:30 to get ready to get on the bus, which is really early for that age in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also with sports, I think almost every one of us is in a sport. And the one common misconception I see is you don't interact with a lot of people, but there's, especially in northern Wisconsin, there's so many just groups like GBOC and Nucha that give you the opportunity to do that, whether it be through dances, sports, just teen events going on, and like also just the communication everybody has, because even just separately,
Yeah.
like sometimes my friends will just make up random plans and we'll still have like 10 people there, which people would be like, oh, you just see your siblings at homeschool, right? Or like a couple friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of the questions I get most commonly when I tell like non-homeschoolers that I'm homeschooled is like, how do you have any friends? Which like is a fair question if you don't know anything about homeschooling, but there's a bit more like nuance to it than just like being at home all the time doing school, because it's not like a public school where you're actually there doing school for all the hours of the day, and that's the only time you would be able to see people, but you can't because you're homeschooled.
Yeah, I know we brought up a couple acronyms earlier, GBOC and NUCHA. GBOC stands for Green Bay Area Christian Homeschooling, and NUCHA stands for, Northeast Wisconsin.
Christian Homeschooling Athletic Association.
Yeah. So those are some nice programs that are in Wisconsin that we get to see other homeschoolers with in our area. So we get to, even though we're not all in the same building like every weekday, we still can get to know each other very well through our interests.
Yeah, I'd say there's kind of like a community within homeschoolers of the
Yeah.
things that we get to do together. So
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a lot different than going to a public school or private school, but I think the benefits definitely outweigh the negatives. But obviously, everyone gets their own choice, and it's not going to be the best thing for everybody, and it's going to be a lot better for other people. So I just want to take a little bit to talk about like, how does homeschooling then like affect your walk with Jesus? What do you think like how does that change it rather than going to like public school or private school?
I think with homeschooling especially, you get a lot more of your work is centered on Christ like almost all the time, because like in private schools you can, like a Christian private school, yes, you can do that, but I've even heard, I have a friend at work who went to a private Christian school, and he was reading like a bunch of like atheist books, like, and like like they learned about like evolution. It wasn't necessarily in a positive way, but it wasn't in a negative way like it should have been, probably, with the Christian worldview they had there. And I think with homeschooling especially, every single like one of my books this year is like God centered first. And even like I'm like a college writing class I'm doing is like it has the premise of God in it. It's not a godless like thing that like brings up other ideas, and it focuses well on God, and it's helped my relationship with my siblings, my friends, and Jesus.
Yeah.
I would add to that. I feel like with homeschooling and the Christian curriculum, I've been able to study the Word more, and it's required daily. So that's actually kind of formed my habit of being in the Word and spending time with God, even though it does kind of make it feel like a chore, like, oh, I got to check it off. But I think it's really good to have that Christ-centered curriculum.
Definitely. I mean, I'd agree. I think with homeschooling, there is really no excuse. Like for doing your daily morning devo, you almost always have the time to, so there's no excuse not to do it. Mm-hmm. So I'd say that's also one of the things about it.
And I think it also, I'd say with homeschooling, you can keep it well centered around Christ, but I think it also depends on your parents and what's like they're structuring your curriculum like, and how they're like presenting it and doing it. And obviously, like, I think my parents do well. Your parents probably do well. All of us probably. But I'd say it just depends. If you're homeschooled and a Christian, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will have better opportunities or will be a better Christian.
Yeah, and I would go back to talking about like the programs that we have in place for homeschoolers. Just how like those communities are shaped around Christ. Like both those acronyms that Norman mentioned have like Christian in them. And like you don't have to be a Christian necessarily to be in it, but like I would say for the most part everybody is Christian, and we all share similar beliefs. And like within that group, like this is where I found these people sitting next to me, and like obviously like very strong Christ followers. So yeah, I think that's really helped just with the community side of following Jesus, because I know like in public school sometimes it feels like you can be like all alone in your faith, but it really feels like I have a strong connection with other believers. So I wanted to ask, talking about more the Bible study, we started this Bible study in like June-ish time, I think, this year. We've been meeting every single week, Tuesday, Thursday mornings-ish, and we've been taking turns leading and talking about different sections of scripture and how they apply to us. What's like one thing that either like stood out to you from the Bible study itself that we learned, or something that's like helped you grow in your faith, like with the community or just like overall?
I can go first because this is something that I realized. I have only really led the Bible study like once or twice, but I think it made me realize that I should probably get better at like leading conversations, especially regarding like the Bible, and being able to study scripture a bit better to, bring up any meanings or references that could be used for leading it.
Yeah, I would say for me, leading has really helped me also. Like when I've led, I've always just dug deeper into the scripture I'm talking about, and that's ended up in me like making new connections, which is something I really love about the Bible, how many connections there are. And I light up when I find something that connects. I'm like, hey, like, yeah, oh, that's something in the Old Testament that's like, oh, that's parallel in the New Testament, right? And I really just loved when I find those connections, and I was able to make a couple from my time in leading and studying for that. So
Yeah, something else on that, just want to clarify a little bit to how our Bible study was sort of structured. It would be someone would choose a topic and bring one sort of like mother umbrella verse, like Bible verse, to bring to the Bible study, and then have other ones referencing it, and give other people the opportunity to bring questions or verses of their own.
I think something I've learned to do really well through this is when I lead, I've learned to ask questions that really make people think and make myself think, so that way we can get deeper into the understanding of the verse, kind of what everybody else is saying, but just asking deeper questions to try and find what this passage could mean. What is God's character in the passage? How does God how does this point to Jesus? Just different stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, man. There's some things when I was studying for to teach, I guess, that I did, like that I was like, I never knew or thought about some of these things in these verses, and it's really cool to see like commentaries on what other people have saw about this verse, and then bring that and talk about that here in our Bible study, because these are things that make me go, wow, I never knew that, and so to share that with you guys has been really cool.
Yeah, one thing about leading a Bible study is sometimes you can, of course, we've mentioned you can learn things on your own. Like, you're not just always leading on something you know. Like, if you want to lead on something, you end up doing a lot of research into whatever topic you're leading, and then you end up learning something. Almost always, you learn something new on your own.
There was something specific I learned recently. So, like this story, the Tower of Babel. And so it was like all of these people, and God told them to like separate and disperse throughout the earth, but they stuck together and tried to build this giant tower. And God said we should go down and, force them to go throughout the earth, because if they get too powerful, then nothing will be impossible for them. And that kind of hit me to something in Revelation, which is it talks about like the one world system and how everything will be under like one nation, one government controlling everything. And I was like, wow. So they were even trying to do that then. And that's kind of like their goal now. So I don't know. That might be a little too deep for our first episode, but
No.
That's all right. That's all right. No, that's good. But yeah, another question would be, like, what does living as a teen look like as a Christian nowadays? Because obviously things in the world have gotten kind of crazy lately, with everything that's going on. But like, what does that look like for you guys, and how do you like profess your faith? Because we have jobs, we have places we go that there are non-Christians, obviously.
I would say, living as a Christian teen in this world, you gotta look at what you're taking in. I think I usually only I try to listen to Christian music, worship music, Christian rap music, contemporary Christian, like anything that'll glorify God or point me to God. And then also, with sharing our faith, I would say I had an experience. I tried to invite one of my coworkers to church one Sunday. He was working that day anyways, so it didn't work out, but I'm going to continue to do that and just find opportunities to invite someone to church or start small talk about something that could lead to sharing the gospel with somebody else. And I know you guys went out to Titletown and shared the gospel, and that was an amazing thing, and I would want to be part of that later. And then I also know we're going to be doing that through the pumpkin patch later, which is my family owns a pumpkin patch that we give away certain free pumpkins, we give away lemonade, popcorn, and then we also share gospel tracts and try and preach the gospel. And the main idea is to get the good news out, which is what we all should be doing.
Yeah, that serving aspect, we tried to add that to the Bible study too, of just like, yes, we're getting into scripture, yes, we're learning, and that's like the biggest point of it, but also just taking that step of faith of just leading. And that's why we're switching leaders and everyone's getting a chance, but also We went out, Jack was mentioning it. We went and evangelized at this park around our neighborhood, and we just had like a really good time. Got to speak about Jesus with a lot of different people. And like that was one of my favorite experiences in my entire life. I'm not even gonna lie. Like just like being able to spread the good news with all these different people was like really good. And like it just proves that even though we're teens, like you might think of us as like less of like knowledge or whatever, but we can still go do that. We can still have the confidence to step out in faith to share the gospel with other people.
Even if we could just make a difference in one life. So
Yeah.
And I think with being a teen, it can be you can be a bit more like approachable, or not as like weird approaching people.
yeah, because most of the time we can relate to others. So
All right, we're wrapping up now. So practically, how do you keep your faith strong and most important in your life?
I would say just try and have your mindset pointed towards God in everything you do. I know that's like a big statement, and there are things that you can do to like work towards that. I would say try and read scripture every day, even if you're not like meditating on it or studying it. I would just say try and read a chapter or even just a passage every day, and just try and work through a book of the Bible. If you want to, you can try to do the entire Bible. That's a difficult task. I've never done it personally, but I would say just try and do something Christ-centered at least once every day.
I would say one thing is to get your mind right in the morning, because that'll change your whole perspective on the day. And the way you can do that is through going in the Bible, and then just doing Devo time, where you have time with God, where you're talking with Him and spending time with Him and learning from Him. But also, I think, especially with homeschool, most of our curriculum, I'm guessing, points us back to Christ. Mm-hmm. Like my history, my science, my literature, everything points back to Christ. It's not just like I'm doing these things to learn. I'm doing these things to learn about God and about the world that He created. I also think that youth retreats are an amazing way to keep us centered on God, whether it be Silver Birch, Lake Lundgren, just a youth retreat somewhere. Like, it can help keep us centered, but also have fun with other Christians in a good environment.
If I kind of say a couple more things, I would say, try and keep Christ in your relationships. So try and have Christian relationship with your siblings, parents. Keep it with your friends. Just like always, like in between two people, there should be God there as well. And another thing I didn't mention before was prayer as well. Try and do that probably at least once a day, and try to make it a habit, like along with something else, like whether it's when you wake up or when you go to bed or when you eat a meal. Just like do it with something every time, so you'll remember to do it.
So maybe most of you like do prayer like at meals, but it's always good to, when you're feeling stressed or even just being thankful, to just be able to pray. Because even in your normal routine, it's good to thank God for the meal you're about to eat, or thank God for the thing that you're about to do. But then even when you are going through the good times, it's a good thing to be able to pray, because it's a thankfulness, because the only reason you are there is because of the Lord. So
prayer is not only for the bad times. It's not only for asking for forgiveness or help. It can be for thankfulness and for gratitude towards God. And obviously it can be both. Obviously, there's never such a low point in your life where you can't be thankful for something, because you can be thankful for the life you have and for the ability to have faith in God, because that's obviously a huge gift, huge blessing as well.
Yeah. All right. Wrapping up, the most important question of the day.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
There you go.
We got,
What is your favorite color and why?
Yes, sir. All right, can I start?
yep.
All right, perfect. Mine is green. It's just because
Okay.
I like nature. I like going on hikes, bike rides, going on trails and all that. So I think it's just like color of nature and that. So it's just a fairly simple answer, but yeah.
I like the color blue. There's a very specific range of blue. It's like light blue like the sky to a little bit more darker, like not too dark a blue,
Not like Jack's shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's blue, but that's not like my kind of color of blue. Kind of more like Isaiah's sweatshirt here.
Yeah,
like
he knows ball. He knows ball.
that's a nice color of blue. Yeah.
Any reason why?
I've liked it since I was 4 years old.
There you go.
It's not a reason.
back when your favorite color was like the most important thing about you.
Hey, it still is. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nowadays they'll be defining your character and who you are on what color you like.
I would say for me, favorite color is probably purple. Main reason is because Garrett from Dude Perfect wore purple, and that was my favorite dude. And so I just kind of stuck with that for a while. So yeah, purple.
It's actually kind of funny because that's my favorite color. Only because when I was a child, I don't know why, but I used to absolutely love purple and almost like everything. And it just stuck with me. And I know Garrett from Dude Perfect kind of modeled that too. I wear his hat that he wears sometimes too on his show. So
Yeah, mine, I have sort of a small little secondary color and reason, if that's all right. I'd say one of my other top ones would be pink, because I think it was my 5th birthday, and my mom made me a pink Darth Vader shirt, and I wore it, like, all the time, so that was cool. So, yeah, pink's up there for me as well.
I think pink is, like, more one of the underrated colors, personally, because, like, you look at how mmany, like, especially basketball players, like, pink shoes are, like, cool. Like, that's a cool color to wear on shoes.
And pink, like, stands out. Like, I know it's, like, a marketing thing where, like, red pops out the most to your eyes. And, like, pink is pretty close in color to red. It's just a little bit lighter red. So, it's very easy to spot. So, you can point it out.
Yeah, personally, I gotta go with the color blue. You really cannot go wrong with the color blue. And like specifically,
I think almost everybody's wearing some shade of blue, close to some of us.
This is very, very dark blue. This is like midnight blue.
trust.
Pick it up. Yeah.
All right, Isaiah, you got a reason?
Yeah. So,
Nobody has a reason for blue.
bro, come on, man.
Well, I gotta ask the same thing.
No, I have a reason though. I have a reason. So I really like both like dark blue and light blue, like for different reasons. All right. So the dark blue.
You gotta weigh the options.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So
let's start over.
Start over the whole podcast.
So the dark blue I like because it just reminds me of like very like calm, like smooth like feelings and
Like the sea,
weather.
kind of.
Yeah.
Very calm.
The light blue reminds me of like the ocean and just like a calm also, but like a breeze, and then just like a satisfying like sight, satisfying smell, satisfying something to hear, like
like
basically
Isaiah's
anything.
Going on his own adventure in his
I
mind.
mean, I just love the color blue, bro. You really cannot go wrong with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's Christian?
I used to like red, but then I learned that insurance companies charge more if you have a red car.
Wow.
So, because apparently you think you have a sports car, even if it's like a little tiny smart car or whatever. So, but now I like blue, and a main reason is because if it's aqua, which is technically half blue, half green, my mom will think that aqua is green, and I will think that it is blue, and we will get into debates repeatedly. And so that's part of the reason why I like blue. Just messing around.
You like blue because it sparks arguments with your mother.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm just keeping it interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well that pretty much wraps up the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. If there's any of you guys out there, I don't know if there will be.
Maybe it's just us. 'Cause we were
It might
watching
just
this.
be us, but
Sure,
if
yeah.
there are people, thanks for watching. If you want to drop a like or a follow or whatever that is,
This is possibly the first and last episode of the podcast. So.
True, yeah.
We will see how this goes, and we'll see if you want another. You can stay tuned. We'll probably do it next Tuesday if we're doing another. So,
And
Or
we have
next month.
yeah.
Who knows?
we have more members that could possibly be joining. This is not everyone.
True.
True. Yeah, we gotta introduce them to the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
You know.
we'll
Yeah.
end this episode. Make sure to comment
all
6,
this
7.
technical stuff. You don't need to know that.
Make sure to comment 6, 7. I need at least 500 comments in there.
Adios.
All right.
Forever.
Peace
Babushka,
out.
babushka.
God bless you.
Adios.
See ya.